Hello, stock gurus, and welcome to another episode. This is our watch list of stocks that the stock gurus have been watching. I'm on tradingview.com, and then you can get all these companies that you're seeing here. You can add companies like here by searching the symbols. So, for example, if you want Microsoft MSFT, FT, then Microsoft comes up. You click on it, and then you get the symbol for Microsoft added to your portfolio, your watch list. These are the companies that I like, that the stock gurus have been following me on this channel, what we've been looking at a lot of the time. I do usually also look at other stocks, but these are the stocks that I like. GME, I made big warnings on GME. I do not like GME. I told everyone to stay away from this company. I got a lot of heat actually for that on Friday. It was like 500 dislikes. I never had any dislikes. Most of the views are like 300 likes and 2 dislikes or something, videos. And then the day before yesterday, I had like 400 dislikes on the GME video because I told people to stay away from this whole AMC, GME, Wall Street bets versus the Wall Street thing. Just stay away from it because it's not the way you invest. The stock market is for you to buy amazing companies for the future, that you want to own, companies you want to be a business partner with, that you want to own for 10 years, that you watch their revenues, companies you're interested in, the industry you like to look at. So if you like Tesla and space and cars, and you'll be looking at space and SpaceX and Teslas and NEO, this is what if you like something else, if you like food, you'll be looking at different alternative big food companies, the industry you love. 5 in the industry you love. Mine being biotech and tech, because I think biotech is the next frontier. It was tech. We were early into tech and we got huge gains on tech, and tech is changing the world, and tech will still change the world. This is the beginning of this tech digital age. This is only the beginning. Everyone is feeling like this is, oh, we're going so quick, I missed out. This is the beginning. This is the beginning. Yes. So we didn't miss out. You're investing to these amazing companies that are going to be changing the world as we turn to this digital world. And it's not going to be it's going to be a quick transition, but it's still 30 years away from fully taking over. But it's happening, and it's happening quick. And now the digital world is starting. And so I like these kind of companies. For example, BNGO, the company that's like doing genomics and therapies. Airbnb, the tech company that is... if you've rented houses on Airbnb now, instead of using hotels and just traveling around, people put up their houses, their rooms, and you can rent the house using Airbnb app. And a lot of people travel and live in different countries and travel around with Airbnb. And Airbnb IPO'd during the pandemic. So it wasn't during the height of everyone being crazy about Airbnb, because the whole pandemic had lowered the price. But I believe this company is going to be one of the biggest companies. It's the companies that are taking over industries. So Uber has no cars, but it's the biggest employer in the world unofficially. 3 million drivers work for Uber in 67 countries. And Uber's price is still almost the same as it was when it IPO'd. When Uber IPO'd, this is the price of Uber over time. When it IPO'd, no, that's Unity. We bought Unity. Unity is also amazing. This is Uber at the time. I'm using tradingview.com to get these charts. Yes, they're amazing. Yes, they look cool. Yes, you can actually use them and use it exactly like I do on my phone. I'm doing this, all you're seeing here, I'm doing on my phone. And you do this as well. I teach how in this course, www.stockguru.us. I gave 5,000 USD today to one of the students. I usually give huge giveaways and just trying to get as much money. What I'm doing actually is creating tuitions. So people take the course, and then we're doing competitions, and then people can win a large amount of capital to put into their portfolio while following these teachings. It's actually really cool. And yeah, today, first on Christmas, we did $1,000. On New Year's, we did $1,000. And today we did $5,000. So a student, Darren Perry, got 5,000 USD today after he took the course. And I chose him out of 252 people that purchased the course on the 1st of January to the 1st of January to the 1st of February. And I'm going to keep doing those kind of things and different competitions. It's actually cool. It's just, I'm a bit overwhelmed. I'm actually talking to right now a whole Wimbledon stadium. So the other day, I was just kind of understanding the scope of how many people I'm talking to, and it's an entire stadium every day, a Wimbledon stadium actually. I'm talking now to 30,000 people every day, which is awesome, and I'm feeling very honored for that. And what we're doing, I'm still going to do the same thing. We're going to look for amazing companies to invest in, to grow everyone's wealth. And the way you do that is by buying amazing companies for the long term, and you dollar cost average into those companies. So you buy them every month. Even when Elon Musk smokes his joint in 2019 and Tesla went down from 200 or something around that to 180, and people panicked and they're like, sell Tesla, and it dropped 15% because Elon Musk smoked the joint on that guy's show, the bald guy like me, but he's cooler and has a bigger following. But I would love to be interviewing with him or talking to him. He has a great mindset. Joe Rogan. Elon Musk smoked the joint on Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan actually got him to smoke the joint, and then Tesla dropped 15% from 200 to 180 or something around those prices. And everyone was panicking selling Tesla. To me, that was crazy. It's irrelevant of the company. You're buying a company for the long term. You want a business partner with this company, and you want to own this company. And the only reason you buy a company is that you think it's going to sell a lot of money in the future, or it's going to do something very big, or you're going to get some gains, because running a company is kind of hard. In the stock market, it's very easy. You just buy the shares. But running the company, you have employees, managers, staff, huge amounts of responsibility, many employees, and it's very difficult. There's a lot to do, but we can do it in the stock market just by buying the shares of those companies. The share means you part owner of that company. You're an investor. As soon as you own one share of any stock in the stock market, you're now an investor. You can put in your description, I'm an investor. You're buying companies, you're owner. That's what the stock market was created for, the public stock market. So you can buy stocks and become a part owner in companies that are conglomerates, or that are running the world, or trying to change the world, or do something massive, or the biggest companies in America. What they created it for is so the public can get involved in these massive companies. They can back that company with their money, and that company can then go and take over the world, or make huge money, or make big changes. And as the shareholder of that stock, you get part ownership of that company. You're part owner of that. If you bought Apple early on, you're a part owner of Apple as it starts selling $276 billion worth of phones, iPhones everywhere around the world, iWatches on everyone's hands, tablets and phones. You are part owner of that. You did that. As you held that stock for many years and it grew, you did that in a way by backing it with your money. Same with Tesla. If you bought Tesla anytime, even one share of Tesla, every time you see a Tesla car driving around, that's one of your products. You're a business partner with Elon Musk. You own part of Tesla's company. And the reason you actually own it and what you did is you gave your money to Tesla when it was struggling in 2015, 16, 17, 18. Even now, it's still just beginning, this company. You're giving your money to that company. You're investing in them. They're taking that money and they're trying to create goods, change the world, do something. And if you believe in Tesla, you believe in 10, 20 years from now, your vision that you've been funding is going to bring you big returns. That's what the stock market is for. So we're finding amazing companies for the long run that we're going to be buying. Companies that we're seeing massive revenue growth, huge sales increase every year. They're a growing company. A company life cycle is startup, growth, plateau, death. We want to find companies that are still growing and growing strong, and they're going to grow for 10, 20 years. Apple is already a $2.2 trillion valuation company, but this year alone, they're going to sell 30% more iPhones than they did the last year. So their revenues are going to keep growing. They're making different products. This is the companies we want to find, but earlier ones. We also invest in Apple because it's just beginning this whole tech age. Imagine when right now there's 3 billion people that have access to the internet. There's actually villages in Myanmar where people are starving and don't have food, and you can send them bags of rice. As we've done on this channel, we've fed like 6 villages, and I'm going to keep doing that. And there's people still starving, and that's half the world is still in that kind of mindset. They don't have, we're thinking of bigger problems, and we're only half the world. So imagine as this world, we're going to fix this problem. I am going to help fix hunger, and we're going to fix this. Money is just called automatic. This evolution, this civilization, it's growing and it's evolving over time. We're just the earth evolving. So as it evolves and the technology takes over everything and helps everyone, it might have some resistance and friction along the way, but this is the natural evolution of the earth. If we started again if the whole civilization started again, we would first be nomadic, we would then build tribes, we would do the industrial revolution, we would build technology, we would create spaceships. It would progress the same way. We would have first agricultural, nomadic, where we're going around hunting, then we'd start spreading too many people, then we need to start building farms to feed those people, then we create agricultural age. And then because we have those farms, we start building cities and walls, and then we have the industrial age. And then because we have the industrial age, we create machines, and then we refine those machines and it becomes technological, and then we have the technology age. And now we're going to digital, the information age, where everything's coming online and it's just the natural evolution of the earth. The earth is kind of like an embryo for us to kind of go out from it in a way. We start off in it and just interacting with it. Now Elon Musk is flying rockets out of it every day and then landing them back again. So we're going to go And this tech age is just that stage of evolution. So think of it like your analog TV, remember those old TVs like or analog, and then it just upgrades to this like digital TV. This is happening to the world every day. We're progressing like this. And it happened in a big way. That's why I'm talking to so many of you right now, because it happened in a big way during this COVID. Everyone went digital. The whole world in 1 year advanced digitally hundreds of years. Yeah, it's actually quite big. And this digital age is just beginning. We're going to get those other 3 billion people fed with internet, with computers. I'm going to start donating. I figured out that if you even go into a really remote villages and they have just internet connection on their phones, if they have phone towers, 4G or 3G, then we can get them tablets. Like you can find cheap, like super big manufactured tablets in Lazada. I can get them down to even, I think it's $70 per tablet, and then a solar panel is around $50. These proper solar panels that you take hiking, so you can plug in the tablet. So then they have the internet, they have tablet, and they have power in any village, and we can give this to all the young generations. And when they have access to this digital world, and Elon Musk right now is building a satellite network with SpaceX around the globe that's going to create a world. What he's doing is creating a mesh around the Earth with satellites, thousands and thousands of satellites they're sending up. It's called Starlink. They're actually building this right now. Elon Musk is building this, and his company SpaceX is building this. And that's creating a Starlink around the Earth, and it's going to give the whole world internet. And it's not going to be internet now where we're relying on towers. This internet, they've already been doing satellite internet for a very long time, but this is like very refined with genius engineers at the highest level. So the world is going to really rapidly change very quickly, and especially COVID, this whole situation, everyone being locked down, it pushed us quicker into that trajectory. Even though it looks bleak on the media always makes it look bleak. It's like when there's always some kind of, every month there's a new sensation that everyone's worried about. It's been happening like that since the media took over, some kind of, I don't know, control mechanism or whatever, but call it what it is. It's progressing us very quickly as a human race that we would have progressed anyway. That's the key. It's not any one individual doing it. It's the whole world is evolving to do this. And in doing this, there's certain companies that are starting to be formed that use this digital technology, like Uber. It's a company that owns no cars and doesn't hire any drivers, even though it has 3 million drivers working for it every day. Uber is one of it. It IPO'd here in June 2019 at $52. And right now we're here at $52, 2019. So a 2.5 years ago, it was $52. Then it came down all the way to, well, during COVID, it had a crazy crash actually. Came to a low. I'm using tradingview.com to get these charts. You can get them as well. And then I'm using very specific indicators. RSI, stochastic, squeeze mob indicators. There's thousands of indicators, but these are very specific ones that will help you predict the market and understand this. You can do all this on your phone. I teach you how in the course, www.stockguru.us. It teaches you everything to do with the stock market. Everything I'm kind of glimpsing at here, I teach in over an 8-day course. And you can see just many reviews from my students here. I've had thousands of people take this course. And I have thousands of reviews actually of people saying how much it changed their lives. And you can see some of them here, which is beautiful. So $52 coming down to a low. I want to know what that low is actually. It's so low. $13. Uber went to $13. The biggest employer in the world of cars in 16th of March went to $13.71 on 16th of March. The biggest employer in the world, 3 million car drivers working for them around the world in 67 countries, an app that the whole world was using in every single city. Every city, everyone was using this app to get to work, to drive around, and it went down to a low of $13. That's a market cap, because now Uber's market cap is about 100 billion, so it's divided by 5 because the price is 52. Uber went down to a $25 billion market cap in March 2020. And it's the biggest employer in the world. The second biggest employer in the world, Walmart, is valued at like $300 billion. So that was $25 billion Uber at this point, which is amazing. Okay, biggest employer in the world, 3 million cars driving for it in 67 countries. It IPO'd in 2019 at $52, came down to $13, bounced back, and it's coming up, went to a high of $58. Where is it, the high? January, $52. Then what it did is it created a cup and a handle. And this is very beautiful. If you know, just Google cup and handle if you don't know. I'll get my editor to put it up there, what a cup and handle, but I'll just draw it anyway. A cup and handle is this pattern in a stock chart. So these are the charts. It makes a pattern, a cup and a handle. This is a very bullish buy indicator, a very strong, powerful technical indicator that's indicating that the price is going to shoot up. The reason is it's a cup and a handle, and when a cup and handle forms, it usually, most of the time, breaks out to the upside, the distance of the base of the cup to the bottom of the handle. So here we have a giant one that's been forming. This is monthly. What you're looking at here is actually monthly candles of Uber, or this weekly. Let's go to monthly. Monthly, it's just the same, but bigger. Like we get more indicators. So what I'm doing here when I'm clicking this, I'm going the whole history of Uber, 5 years of Uber, 1 year of Uber, 3 months of Uber. So you're looking at the time of Uber, the company existing, closer and closer. So we start off at the whole time of this company. Since it IPO'd in June 2019, this is the company we're looking at. And then we go closer, and each of these candles, so each of these represent 1 week. So when we go closer, 1 year, each of these candles now represent 1 day. But it's much easier to see. See, in the 1 day pattern, that's why you zoom out. That's why you start off from the very big pattern, the whole history, and then you go closer each time, closer and closer each time. Because I just realized I was peace sign in. Yeah, so you go closer and closer each time. It creates a cup and handle. You can see it in the longer time frame. And we're also using very specific indicators here that are amazing. They're amazing, amazing, amazing. I've been doing this for 17 years using technical analysis. I was early investor in Tesla, Match Group, the company that owns Tinder, PayPal, Uber, and I've been teaching tens of thousands of students for the last 10 years. RSI and stochastic and squeeze mob indicator, volume indicator, support resistance lines. Why these are amazing, there's thousands of indicators you can use, and they're so cool. If you look at all the indicators, there is really a lot of cool indicators that you can use. And some of them are very powerful, and I do recommend you go dive deep into that world. Technical analysis is 5-year degree in actuary or in economics. So all your Wall Street bankers, 401k fund managers, they all usually have to do technical analysis. It's part of economics degrees and actuary degrees. It's not hard to learn. It's just you got to read about it. You got to watch videos like this. You got to learn about the different patterns, and you have to have experience in it actually. Because what I noticed as I've been diving into this, I actually, when I was young, made a bot that would work out the patterns and predict the movement of stock prices. And it's beautiful. But what I noticed is that when you start using many, many indicators, you're just kind of muddying up a very easy kind of patterns to see. It's not so much about putting so much information and trying to, it's about making it a bit more clear information. So you get good information, but not overwhelming it, just clearer. So I use RSI, stochastic squeeze mob indicator, volume, support lines, resistance lines. It's all automatic. You put them in the indicators. I teach you in the course, www.stockguru.us. So your charts look like this. So squeeze mob is green, heading up. It's self-obvious. When it's red, it's going down. When it's green, it's going up. And now it's green, going up a massive hill, but it does seem to be coming down, but it's still very much green. But squeeze mob, so the stochastic, so the way these two work, stochastic, blue line and red line, when the blue line crosses over the red line and comes down, when it's coming from above the dotted lines, it's expensive. When it's coming from below the dotted lines, it's very cheap, the company. So right now, Uber is expensive on this weekly candles, and it's turning to head down. But if you actually look at this company, to me, it looks like the RSI and stochastic are more coiling. They're like kind of getting very powerful. It's building power, but it's starting to head down. RSI is also coming down, but turning up. And this is a big one. The main two things you're looking for is what's the overall trend. And even though Uber came down, it's still overall trend is up. The overall trend of Uber is up. It looks like it's just preparing to go up further, but the overall trend is still up. It's still higher than when it started. So the overall trend is up. Volume predicts price. So the trend is your friend. Remember this saying, the trend is your friend. Who's your best friend? The trend is your friend. And especially on the all time frame, especially when you're looking at the company, the entire history of the company. When you're looking at the entire history of the company, the trend is very powerful. It's the overall direction. You want to be going with your friend, the trend. You don't want to go against it, even though you could make money here. You do not want to really be playing in these games, because you then could miss the overall trend, which if you actually look at the overall trend of Tesla, of Uber, that's what you're looking at. The trend is your friend. So you never want to catch movements down. You want to always be going with the trend. The trend is your friend. And the second one is volume predicts price. So here you have big volume on IPO. The volume died off. Volume started to spike up during COVID. Everyone's selling, buying, and then volume died off. And recently we had spike up in volume again. And I believe now the volume of companies is going to get very big for a lot of companies. Just because so many people went online, so many people started getting involved in stocks. This channel is now 30,000 people are watching this every day. And this is getting really big, this industry. Everyone's the news now is about GME, AMC, stocks, companies. It's like the world is getting into this. There's never been more accounts signing up to cryptocurrency accounts and investment and brokerage accounts. I also teach you how to sign up to brokerage accounts in the course, www.stockguru.us. Okay, I want to jump to more stocks, learn more, everything that I'm talking about in the course, and I teach it in a slower pace, 8 lessons. Most of my students watch it in 2 days, and I get amazing messages from them. But it's meant to take 8 days. Check it out. It's a video course and you can watch it on your phone, computer, anything you want. www.stockguru.us. RSI, stochastic, squeeze mob indicator, when they above the dotted line is expensive, below the dotted line is cheap. Squeeze mob is green heading higher. Volume coming back into Uber. Volume predicts price. And it's still following this main trend line that we're seeing here. We could actually put another main trend line. But it's already, it'll look like, I think it's going to try and break out actually of this. But this is kind of another trend line we can put. So you're trying to touch as many points on the line as possible. So here we touched the line here, 2 times here. So it just gives us another kind of pattern that we can look at, like another information. Here was a resistance. Here was a resistance. Here was a bottom. Here was kind of the normal bottom. This was COVID's bottom. So it's but it's forming a big cup and handle. I'll get Victor to put the editor. He's amazing. He'll put up the cup and handle here. That's pattern. It explains it. Cup, handle, explosive movement. And this is beautifully designed one. It's clear you can see this. And it spiked down here, and then it went back into this line. See that? These lines were put before, just like we put this line here. We put this line here, right? This long one just now. What that means is later in the future, we're going to notice patterns that are going to start playing out over here in the next 10 years. If you keep tracking it with these lines, you're going to see patterns playing out within these lines. Like Uber might do something like this, go along this line, or Uber might do something like this and then go up to this line. It's very amazing that the patterns will play out and you'll start to see it as we progress. You're going to see it quicker in the shorter time frames. But to me, it looks like it's forming very big patterns here. One, we have this giant cup and handle, which is the overall very bullish signal that Uber is going to shoot out. And the target's actually massive. If we draw this in, I couldn't draw this in really before because it hadn't formed that handle. But now it did. With that spike down, it's enough to form a handle. But so you go from the top of the cup to the base of the cup. We could even put it down there because of COVID, but that was just the outlier extreme circumstance. So I'd move it back to here. And I think we can go higher on the handle because the upper end of the cup is up there. And that's a line that we just drew. See? That line we just drew is now kind of like a little bit of an indicator. So that's the distance that the cup and handle, the base of the cup, is the target. So again, cup and handle shoots out to the direction based off the base of the cup and handle, this distance here, the price movement there. So now we have that target because we've got that price movement. So now what we can do is we can copy it and then move it. I'm going to just pause the video as I move it. So this is the targets for the cup and handle. So we've got $80 targets for Uber after this pattern plays out. If it hits, the target is $80 for Uber, which is awesome because right now we're at $52. So it's around $80 is $30 movement. $30 is around 60%, 70% of $52. Something like this, around 60, 70%, which is beautiful because you're buying a company that we expect in the long term. My targets for Uber are times 10 or times 20, 4,000%. So my targets for Uber in the long run is 40 times $52. So it's $2,000 is my targets for Uber in the long term. It's like Tesla. As I was saying in 2015, when Tesla was $80, Uber is my next kind of Tesla. Uber and Airbnb I really like as the next kind of Teslas. But okay, and then biotech companies we're getting into. So cup and handle forming target is $80 for Uber in the long run. Stochastic and RSI are very overbought though, so you need to DCA. DCA is the most powerful thing that I teach in this channel actually. 444, cool. DCA is very powerful. It means dollar cost average, and this will save a world of hurt for any investor ever. It's the best thing you can learn. 17 years of investing in the stock market, doing this every day because I love it and I wake up to value these companies. I love buying companies, amazing companies. I love the whole way this world works on this system. I know people hate it and it's like, oh my God, it's but it's building this world, and it's here to stay. Technology is getting bigger. I don't know what everyone's like. Why are you trying to fight what's inevitable? Inevitable. You know what I'm saying? Everyone wants tech. Everyone's going to get tech. Everyone's going to be online. So why, like, anyone that's trying to interfere with that in the short term is just wasting their time. They're just wasting everyone's time. Just jump on board with what is already traveling across the whole world, and everyone is becoming part of it. And it's increasing our quality of living everywhere around the world. And it doesn't matter. It's happening anyway. It's like happening anyway. So become a new tech digital person that's awesome and loves everyone and just wants cool tech and wants to be online and be able to travel everywhere and fly everywhere and do whatever they want all the time, and have money and be healthy and live healthy lifestyles and do fitness and have good friends, and just everyone wants this, and the world is transitioning into this. So just join the club. If you're any of those outdated people that are still holding on to the old world, it doesn't matter what you think. This is the world. It's you're arguing with the world. It is doing this transition. So Uber's price target, amazing company, $80 in the long run, currently at $52, which is beautiful. Now we zoom closer 1 year, and then we see on a different, now it's zoomed super close, and it's forming kind of another pattern here, which is very good also. It's a symmetrical triangle, and symmetrical triangles break out usually to the base of the symmetrical with the direction of the trend, with the direction of the trend on this time frame being exactly the same, up. The trend is your friend. You want to always be going with the trend, and even on this time frame, it's up. You can still see that cup and handle, and here we have a bit of a different picture. Here is showing that we're going to have movements up in the next few days, in the next few weeks. Now you kind of know, because I've been teaching you during this video, you already know what we're seeing. And you're seeing the stochastic, as I said, below the dotted lines, cheap. Above the dotted lines, expensive. So right now, in this time frame, the squeeze is red, but very slightly red, and it looks like it's going to turn back green. Because Uber, usually this pattern that plays out with the price is it usually bounces and gets tighter in this wedge, and look where that wedge ends up. It breaks out with that movement that we predict from the cup and handle. So it's like really cool patterns that are playing out here. Usually it moves to the base of the triangle up. So stochastic and RSI, very much to me, this chart looks like it's curling, getting tight, ready to explode up. That's what I'm seeing. And as you do this for a long time, and you make millions of dollars, and you'll be able to do whatever you want in life and buy whatever you want and travel wherever you want, and it's amazing. Then you just start to notice that these patterns are very similar. They always play out this way, and everyone can learn it. I have thousands of students. I have a 6-year-old student, Alexa. Rosie's a mom on my channel. She's always in the lives. She's awesome. She's also part of the Stock Guru members group. We have a 24/7 live chat group. We've got Ahmed in there with $20 million portfolio. 22 now. He made $4 million yesterday. Alan's in there with $1 million portfolio. Pan's in there with $6 million. Dr. Elliott hit $1 million portfolio. And we've got huge number of students. There's 28,000 people, nearly 29,000, I think, when this video goes out following this channel. But most of us are actually high net worth individuals, a lot of us. And even if you're not yet, you will be. The people you hang out with, that you associate with, the people that you talk to all the time, that's who you become. So that chat group is amazing. chat.stockguru.us. The main website for the course is www.stockguru.us. You can see it down there, and the chat is chat.stockguru.us. So join that chat, and we talk about all this stuff. We share trades during market hours. Ahmed's always showing his screenshots, and he's awesome and helping everyone. He kept telling people about Space a lot in the chat group, actually. Space, Virgin Galactic went up a lot, so amazing gains they're doing. And now it's big. It's awesome because it's actually like different to me. I have a lot of stuff happening all at once, and this Slack group, this chat group, chat.stockguru.us, it's just forming itself, and it's like everyone helping each other, Ahmed leading people and telling people. It's amazing what's happening in that group. I'm very, very proud to actually what happened in that. That's how that group is creating. Okay, so stochastic RSI heading up, lots of volume coming in. I've been buying a lot of Uber. My goal is to own 10% of Uber. I would like to have a 10% entire stake of Uber, the company. If I wouldn't go higher just because I very much like diversification. What I told you I teach in the course is you're buying 10 companies, 5 in diversified industries, construction, transportation, biotechnology, tech, 5 diversified, and 5 in the industry you know and love, mine being tech and biotech. And you buy these 10 companies. Say you had $1 million to invest in the stock market. I usually say that for me personally, I would want 70% in the stock market and 30% into property, and usually bonds, but I don't want bonds anymore because the way they're printing money. What I would do is Ray Dalio's all-weather portfolio. So really good portfolios, I would say, are 50% into stocks, 30% into property, and 20% into Ray Dalio's strategy, the all-weather portfolio. Check it out. It's amazing, Ray Dalio's all-weather portfolio. My way is better. but Ray Dalio's as a diversification, because I like diversification. Rule number one to being rich and having lots of money and being able to do whatever you want in life is don't lose money. Don't lose money. Don't waste your money. Instead of buying Nike shoes, buy the Nike company. Until you get rich, buy whatever you want. Now I can buy whatever I want, and it's amazing. I don't even look at prices anymore. I just go and I just want it. I don't even like talking about, it's interesting. As you get very wealthy, you don't like talking about money. When I give people money to pay for something and then they start counting the thing that I'm like putting it up in the counter and being like, okay, you bought this scarf and this, it's like wastes my time. Now I actually have people that pay for me. I just give them my money, they carry around my money and they pay for me stuff because I don't like dealing, it's just waste my time. My time is very, very expensive, and like waiting for a cashier to count like clothes or like I bought this and that. I don't even care about the amounts. Like just, I would like to pay for it, take the stuff and go very quickly. And that's, you start appreciating your time, you start appreciating money a lot. And that's the kind of energy you learn in the stock room, in the chat group, and from me, and why you're watching this channel, why so many people are watching this channel, because you start to copy who you spend your time with and who you talk to and who you listen to. You start to imitate them and you start to become them. So my mindset's about money, which I want to give to you all. It's like, don't think negatively about money in any way. Money just comes to you. You don't really, how come you don't think about air? Why are you like, oh, this shirt ripped? Okay, I'll get a new one. I pretty much have just this shirt and a black shirt. It's hemp and robes. And it's the same, and my wardrobe is just many of these white ones, many of the black ones, some green ones, and but I like it. It's hemp. It's very nice. Okay, back to the charts. Sorry, I got distracted. Stochastic heading up, RSI heading up, indicating we're going up from the cheap, turning up very strongly. And another main indicator is volume predicts price. Volume is if you're buying Uber from me and I was selling it, which I wouldn't do, I'd be buying it, and the other person would be selling it. It's a trade, and the more trading that's happening is the more volume that you're seeing here. So as you can see, the volume is just getting bigger. It's kind of consistent, but it's getting thicker here. It just looks bigger. But this has been a high volume time, actually. Look at that volume back in May during COVID. People were selling this and buying this like crazy here. So the more trading that's happening on stock, the more people are buying this stock. The more people are buying this stock, the more people are interested. All this is a catalyst for a big movement up. Stochastic ready to head up hard. RSI coming up hard. Lots of volume. Uber back on this trend line. See how when you draw these trend lines, look how perfectly, and I've drawn these trend lines years ago, months ago. That's you're drawing this line that we drew right now. We can use it. It will indicate stuff to us in 2029, 2030, but I think Uber's price by then will be off the charts. But here you can see it goes, we can keep using this line till 2023 on TradingView.com. We can keep using these lines to predict. It's just not showing us so much because Uber is only a 1-year-old company. But that's what's cool. So the indicators, this is coiling to head up, and it looks like it's going to a symmetrical triangle or even a rising wedge a little bit. It could be a rising wedge. But the overall trend, massively trending up. Stochastic RSI turning up, lots of volume coming in. Uber is back on this trend line. It looks like it's trying to climb there. And if the cup and handle plays out, we've got a big movement to the $80, which is beautiful, but it doesn't matter because you're dollar cost averaging every month. You are buying, if you pick your company and Uber is one of your company and you want to buy it every month, you have $1 million that you're putting into the stock market. You have $100,000 that you're investing into one of your companies, Uber. Your $100,000, because Uber on the long-term time frame is very overbought on the long-term time frame. Actually, no, it's not. You can do it over. So what I teach is dollar cost average. And because Uber is not overbought, because this pandemic has actually made it into a good buying opportunity, you could buy it over the next 6 months. So 6 to 10 months, and you split up your $100,000. Say it was 10 months, it's $10,000 a month. And you'll be buying Uber every month for $10,000. You just pick your 10 companies and every month you buy your company, but try and aim it at the good technical entries like I'm showing you here. I know this sounds complicated. I know you're learning a lot, but you learn it all in the Stockguru Mastercourse, www.stockguru.us. So stochastic RSI heading up, volume coming in, Uber getting tight here. Target is $80 for the midterm. Now we zoom in even closer to the 3 months. And now we're seeing what's going to happen today. So in the beginning, each of these charts were every month, then they were every day. Now each of these candles is every hour. So this chart is going back since around November of last year. But now we're looking, each of these candles, it's every 1 hour in the stock market. And yes, you can use everything you're learning in any stock market. Anything I'm showing you here, it applies to all stock markets. It applies to Forex. It applies to options. It applies to cryptocurrency, trading Bitcoin. Everything I'm teaching you here, these technicals apply to the financial market. It actually applies. It's very powerful. What you're doing here is prophecy. This is prophecy, but it's self-fulfilling prophecy. But it is prophecy. I'm Nostradamus. People call me Nostradamus Jr. because it's actually prophecy. But you can do it. It's not something magical. It's prophecy because it's self-fulfilling prophecy. So I'll show you why in a minute, why it's self-fulfilling prophecy, why you're actually predicting things. It's amazing. So it's following, this trajectory is still overall trending up. Stochastic and RSI, though, on the hourly for today's trading day, actually RSI is turning very strong and heading up, and it's not yet overbought. It's not yet inexpensive. Stochastic, though, is curling to head down, and it's in the overbought, but RSI not yet. Squeeze mob is green. Volume is coming in. It looks like it's a buy to me. For today's trading day, it looks like a buy for Uber. First target for Uber for today is pretty cool. It's going up. 53.88 is the first target for today's trading day. So today's trading day is Tuesday, February. So first target is 53.88. Second target is 55.49. And then I would say this upper end of the this line that we drew in is actually making the actual resistance. I mean, there would be a target here, but we can put 3 targets if you want, but I don't think it matters. We'll just go to the final one, which is up here. Beautiful, $56. 56.19. So first target for Uber is 53.88. Second target is $56.19. Those are the targets. First one, 53.88. Second target, 56.19. And then we see it plays out. That's by, I would say that target, it's very overbought though on the stochastic. I would say 53.88, bouncing down, coming down here, hitting 52.76, bouncing and going to 56.19. But again, this is just for people who want to make like money in the short term also, which is beautiful. But the main thing is don't short this. Don't try to catch this movement down, because you want to be catching these movements if you're looking to trade. You really don't want to be trying to catch these downward movements, because again, look at the overall trend of this in this time frame. If you were to like try and short here at any point, you would just be like, or even down here, imagine you shorting down here. Don't do that. Go with the overall trend. The trend is your friend, massively trending up. So beautiful. Those are the targets. 53.88, I think it's going to bounce, come back down to that trend line, which you could take the buy trade, but don't take the short trade, bounce off there and then go up to 56.19. And then we see what happens next, which will play out by around February 16th. Cool. And why it's self-fulfilling prophecy, why it's prophecy what you're doing. Stochastic oversold, RSI oversold. Now you guys know. Lots of volume coming into Uber. Uber is on this $48 support line. There's a support line there. This line means support line. And those are automatically put in when you put in the support and resistance line indicator. Again, I teach you in the course, www.stockguru.us. So stochastic RSI turning up, heading up, lots of volume on this support line. It bounces down, it holds on that line, and because it bounces there and triggers there, and everyone sees these conditions being met, all the Wall Street bankers, all the 401k fund managers, all the Wall Street hedge fund people that you're saying are super rich, even though then it's just people representing people, all the people that are just young. If you start doing this, you can turn little amounts of money into huge amounts of money. You can see many reviews from my students here. You can make really massive gains by being able to understand this, because you're predicting, it's self-fulfilling prophecy. It's amazing. So stochastic RSI turning up, lots of volume on the support line 48. The price of Uber comes down, bounces off that support line. But why does it bounce there? It bounces because it's self-fulfilling prophecy. Everyone saw this stochastic RSI turning, heading up. They all saw this volume coming in. All my students, the Wall Street bankers, 401k fund managers, everyone you're versing or involved with in the market, see this. They put their buy orders there. The price comes down, bounces off this point, and then bounces off because all their buy orders are there. So when the price comes down, it's self-fulfilling prophecy. Their buy orders trigger, and then it shoots up the price. And you catch a price from $48 to $52. $4 movement, which doesn't sound much, but it's like 8%. Which is nice in one day, actually. If you have 8% of $100,000 into Uber during that moment, it's $8,000 you make in 2 days. And this starts to compound, because remember, you're buying these companies every month. So soon, if you start investing smartly, securely, the way I teach in the course, you're earning percentages of these companies. Remember, if you believe in this company, you want to be a business partner, your goal is to try and get at least 10%. If you say you were to buy your local McDonald's, I've had franchises before. If you want to buy McDonald's, you need $1 million to start up capital. You need employees, managers. You need to hire. It takes 1 year to hire the managers. It takes 1 year to hire the 300 staff. You need to build the brick and mortar store. That takes a year. So you're investing 2-3 years to open this McDonald's. You're investing $500K to $1 million, $1 million plus for a franchise. And then you're going to hold that franchise for 10 years. And you're going to run it and you're going to work on it. And this is what most people think is a really good life, even though it's not a high level life. A high level life is what I'm showing you now. It's being able to do whatever you want, having infinite money, not relying on anyone, not answering to anyone, having money that you have to think of ways to give it to people. You need to feed villages. You need to give out money to students, because that's the mindset you want to have. And that's what franchise, everything, the digital world is the new world. It's just beginning. Join it. Join the hive mind. Why are you guys resisting? The internet covers the entire globe. Join onto this thing. It's already the whole world's brain. We're part of it. We're becoming this new age. So join the tech revolution. Stochastic RSI heading up. But today, it looks like it's already overbought, but the RSI is still heading up. So target 53, bouncing 56, and then we see how it goes from there. That's the technical analysis for Uber. This is a company that I'll be buying for the next 10, 20 years until something massive changes. If Uber, some problem happens, I keep monitoring it because I like it. COVID is a great time to be buying it, but the overall targets are $80, and the long-term targets for me, for Uber, are $2,000 a share is the long-term targets for me, which is beautiful. Right now it's $56. So if it does hit my targets, you put $1,000 in, actually 56 times 200. No, 56, 1 second. I believe the market cap can be $2 trillion. So it's 20 times. So 56 times 20, 10, 5, 160. It's $1,000 price target for Uber. In the midterm, 1 to 5 years, I believe if Uber continues this trajectory, it's in 67 countries, the biggest employer in the world. I think it's going to be massive. So beautiful. That means $1,000 is $20,000. $100,000 is $2 million in the long run. These are my targets for Uber. $1 billion is $20 billion. And this is a pretty secure company, but we'll monitor it as we progress. So I hope you like this video. This is the technical analysis for Uber. It went for a very long time, but I was more teaching in this one, which is cool. I'm going to do some more videos on NIO today, Tesla technicals, and let's see. So I hope you like this video. I hope you learned a lot. This is like a small understanding of what you learn over the entire course. It's 8 days that I created on video, www.stockguru.us. And big congratulations again to Darren for winning the 5,000 USD. So now he's going to put it into his stocks. He might record a video for us if he wants to. And he's awesome. So he got that 5,000 USD. He can put it into his stock profile. He was actually in the live. You can watch the live also on this channel today, the video in the morning. I random number generated off an Excel, all the people that purchased the course, and we picked Darren, the random number generator picked Darren's number, and then he got 5,000 USD, and he's going to put it into stocks, which is awesome. And he was asking what stocks that he should put it in. I told him what my recommendations are. So I hope you like this video, and I'll see you again tomorrow.